The year is 1999. The most popular thing to watch was your kids playing outside, but Lego Star Wars had just been released, and now the year is 2025, and right here I have. So today we have Anakin's Podracer, so that's 7131. For whatever reason, they decided to make 1,000 of these Podracer Tatooine racing sets back in the day. Don't know why, but this beauty released back in 1999, April 1st. It has 136 pieces, originally retailed for $15. Had 3 minifigures and 2 builds. Nowadays, if you want it new in box, it's going to be about $130, and if you want it used, it's going to be about $30. Let's get into the minifigures. The first minifigure up is Anakin Skywalker with the light gray cap, which is actually considered to be a different minifigure than what later released that year with Anakin Skywalker with the brown cap, if it'll focus. There's the exact same minifigure, only difference is this one has a brown cap, which is considered to be different. Anyways, this minifigure has no arm printing, no back printing, no leg printing, and has barely any torso printing. Like all minifigures back in the day, they had no alternate face prints, so this is it. He only appeared in this one set with the light gray cap, but you can make the argument that he's basically the same figure. Compared to nowadays minifigures, he's definitely very, very, very old. This is the newest one compared to the Podracer one, and yeah, you could just see that the details. I like that the shirt overhangs on this side, which is the same detail as that side. He's got the same like necklace or undershirt design. Still no arm printing, no leg printing. They gave him shorter legs, which is more accurate. So newer one definitely gets kudos for more accuracy. Next up, we have Padme Amidala, and mine has a little bit of wearing on the face, but just like the Anakin, no arm printing, no leg printing, no back printing, no alternate face. What you see is what you get. This one, I don't know how I feel about her. I feel like this lips always made her look like she had a mustache, but maybe that's just because mine is worn down. I think that, I don't know, it's all around, and this same hair actually I think is being used today still, or it's just a little bit different, but I think it still holds similarities. So this is her compared to her modern day counterpart. You can see that that hairstyle is still similar while having a little bit of difference. This one puffs out more, this one doesn't. This one does have back printing and an alternate face. I think that this one's more accurate, although I don't know if I like the hair on this one more because I feel like it's so puffy at the top. I think they did a good job with the back, but I think if they would have combined the two hair pieces, it would have been better. You can see that, yeah, it's just, there's 2 completely different minifigures. In my opinion, they're okay. Neither is better than the other. And finally, we have the Pit Droid, which is just like a built character. If you want to consider this one a minifigure, you can. If you don't, you can also not. This is Anakin's Pit Droid. You can fold it up like this, but I consider him a minifigure because Lego does. He's a very simple build, but it gets the point across. The connection pieces are loose for him. He's just made very simply. And I don't know if this one was used a lot throughout the sets, but he doesn't actually even stand on most base plates because of how his feet are separated. I think if you want him to stand, you have to separate one leg more than the other. I don't know. He's just a very wonky minifigure, if you can even consider him a minifigure. But I do not have a modern day counterpart for him, so there he is. Looks kind of like a lighthouse to me. But yeah. Next up, we have the first build, which is actually this flag build, used making the most simple pieces known to man. I don't even know why they include this in the set. I guess just for fun. I think this is accurate to what it actually would look like, matching the Podracer with the colors. It's just like nowadays we'd see like a fully fledged, like actually like decent looking build, but this one is just kind of like maybe 6 pieces. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not even. It's 5 pieces. 5 pieces. But I guess for $15, this was not that bad. Because nowadays, it'd be $50. We'd get like a whole flag landscape piece. And then a whole Podracer. It's an okay side build. It's not very noticeable, and if you had this set and it was missing, you probably wouldn't even notice it was missing. And finally, we have the Podracer. It broke. Placed it in there. So this is the Podracer. It uses some interesting techniques. These don't actually do anything. They're just there to create the angle. This is constantly breaking because it's old Lego and it's fragile. And you can see that it broke again. So with old Lego, they didn't really have like a solid like build for it. Like it was just throw pieces together until you get what's accurate. The main body is this sand color, so that technically it was on Tatooine, so this would be the sand. And in the like actual thing, this body, this part wouldn't be here because it'd just be this and this part. This whole connection centerpiece wouldn't be there. You can see the cockpit there is very simple. And back when Legos didn't have stickers, this part was printed here. So were this. This was a printed piece with that nice shiny metallic color. You can see it kind of glimmering. It had these like old orange style pieces to be like the, I don't know what you would call it, but it looks accurate. It uses these wires to create the idea that it is, and you can just see it broke. Old Lego. Yeah, these clip pieces are the only thing holding this down, and there's only one, so if it breaks, then it's broken. But I have replacement pieces for this because it's old. I got it when it was used, so yeah. Now if we take our Anakin minifigure and we stick him inside the cockpit, you can see he just sits in there, and yeah, everything on this is really fragile, so you could just have him. Now, since it's not very sturdy, this would oftentimes break, especially these, since they're like modern days, you would have this connected on with like a smooth clip piece, but since it's just this, it's very easy to break. But they did a very nice job making it like accurate. Like it looks like what it would in the show. And for $19.99, this isn't bad. It's not terrible, but it's not great. So yeah, I will have to replace this. I do have a spare part. There's pieces on here that we don't use anymore, like these round clip pieces we don't use anymore. It was only 136 pieces, so you can imagine that it's not very hard to build. The front of it, you can see it uses another just 2-piece. And this is like, it's not like it's like the fishbowl kind of ones. Like I don't know what you would call it, but it looks kind of like a minion if you just leave it like this. That's fun, I guess. I don't know. This set is so old that I can't really say much. This isn't my favorite from 1999. I can't even fix it. There it is, the Podracer. This set, I'm pretty sure the exact same build would be later released with 2 or 3 other Podracers. But yeah, it's just fragile. It's only held on by that. There's red on the bottom. Gonna replace that. This is kind of cool. It looks like a missile. Like, yeah. So the orange would only just connect in like this. And then you would have, yeah, I don't know. This is not my favorite set. In fact, I do not like any of the, like, I didn't even like the pod racing. It was only in there for one time, and then Star Wars never brought it up again. It was like a one-time thing, so I think the pod racing was just dumb. And I think all the sets they have with it, I just don't like the pod racers. It was a cool racing sequence. I wish they did more with it, and maybe I would like it a little bit better, but it was just such a short-lived scene that I can't say I liked it all that much. Yep. So, what's my final review on this? 4 out of 10. I just don't like the pod racer sets, and this one certainly doesn't do it justice. It's janky, old, and for that, I just, maybe a 5 since it's old. I just can't get behind these sets. There's like one racer, and Lego went and remade it and gave more racers so you could actually have a pod race, but I don't know. This set just doesn't do it for me. It's not my favorite 1999 set, and for that, it won't be rememberable for me. But it does exist, and if you want it, go for it. Would I say that you should get this? Absolutely not. Please do not ever go out of your way to think that this is the best Lego you can get, because this is crap. But it is 1999, so you gotta give it that. And it is Star Wars, so you can give it that too. Overall, though, 4 out of 10. 5, maybe. Maybe 5. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'm out.